We now return to Littlesprout's story. Panic began to set in as she tried to figure out what to do. Think, Littlesprout, think. Oh, no! I was only chasing him off, she purred, trying to sound as confident as possible. She would tell Badger Claw one day, but not right now. Suddenly, she could hear footsteps crunching in the distance, closer and closer. It seems my suspicions were right, the familiar voice hissed. She jumped to her paws and ran over to him. Huh? Get out of here, rogue! She hissed. Trying her best to stay subtle, she shot Mason a quick wink. Hopefully he would play along. Badger Claw quickly joined next to her. Go! He growled. Mason slowly turning his head to face Badger Claw. Littlesprout shot him another glance. Get out of here, rogue, or we will get more clanmates. Mason looked over at her. Fine, and began to walk away. The two Shadow Clan warriors were on his tail, watching as he left the territory. She was shaking. Badger Fur's pelt was all puffed up. Littlesprout looked around sadly. I don't know why he keeps hanging around here. It's fine. I just hope he doesn't come back, Badger Claw finally said. She took a deep breath. Yes, of course. I'm gonna go lay down, feeling really sleepy. Can we talk more later? She asked, looking up at him with big, cute eyes. He sighed and nodded. If there's something you need to tell me, I won't tell. Sure. He couldn't help but say yes when he looked down at her, nuzzling his fur before turning and heading back to camp. A moon has now passed, and tonight Littlesprout wakes up and knows what she has to do. Looking around the camp, trying to find Badger Claw. Spotting him, she jumped up on the rock. Oh, there you are, she purred and nuzzled him. They had gotten much closer. Oh, hi, he responded, blushing and licking her cheek. She casually tried to hide her ever-growing stomach with her tail. Can we talk? She asked in a sweet voice. Badger Claw sat up and nodded. Go on. Well, you see, I am with your kits. Badger Claw turned to face her with a big grin on his face. That's great. You will make such a wonderful dad, and the kid should be here soon. I wanted to surprise you, she purred. Deep down, she still felt horrible about lying, but if everyone was happy in the end, then it would be okay, right? Badger Claw nuzzled her, and I'll be here to support you, no matter what. After cuddling with him, she eventually got up. I'm going to go speak to our medicine cat, she said before carefully leaping off the rock and walking into the medicine den. It was pretty full of cats. She awkwardly stood by the door. Hello? A dark-pelted cat approached her. It was Bloodcrow, the young Tom medicine cat apprentice. She was almost never sick, so didn't know the medicine cats very well. I'm expecting kids soon, she said, just as Arsenic Claw, the head medicine cat, turned to her. I see. Congratulations. Thank you. Badger Claw and I are so proud. Is there room for me here? She asked, looking around. Arsenic Claw spoke calmly. Well, you can stay in the nursery until your knitting starts. Okay, I will come back then. Thank you, she purred, excited and nervous at the same time. No problem, he he responded as he got back to his other cat patients. Littlesprout turning around, she nearly bumped into Badger Claw on her way out. Badger Claw had a flower in his mouth, but his expression looked worried. So, what did they say? The kids look healthy and may actually come tonight. They think there might even be 4. Could you believe that? She couldn't help but chuckle. He smiled. Then you may want to rest a bit, just in case. Of course, I'll get some rest. She gently licked Badger Claw's face before heading off to her own den to sleep. Curling up in her nest, she began to fall asleep, but didn't last for very long. Suddenly, she was in an extreme amount of pain. Blacking out from the pain, the next thing she remembers is waking up in the medicine den with 3 beautiful kits around her. While the medicine den was still very busy and crowded, Arsenic Claw still had time to give her some herbs. "Go ahead and eat this," he said, pushing the green leaf over to her. Looking around, she spotted Badger Claw sitting by the den entrance. Did he stay there all night? It was so crowded that they probably made him wait out there. Arsenic Claw was circling her and getting a better look at the kits. Her heart stopped. Would he know that the kids were part rogue? Finally he spoke. "They all seem healthy," before he turned around. "Oh, thanks, Star Clan." Badger Claw busted in. "They're beautiful." She couldn't help but chuckle. He was always so funny. "What should we name them, Badger Claw?" "How about Silver Kit for the gray one?" he said. She smiled. Yes, a wonderful name. But suddenly she looked. There was another cat that was entering. Dust Star. She was so thankful that the kits at least looked a little like Badger Claw. Thankfully, Dust Star left before even really getting a chance to look at her. Arsenic Claw spoke. "It's pretty crowded in here. You guys should head back to the nursery if you're not feeling sick." Littlesprout nodded. "I think that would be best." Misty Willow, who was also in the medicine den, couldn't help but speak out. "Your kids are beautiful, Littlesprout." "Thank you so much, Misty Willow. Can you help me take them to the nursery?" she asked, standing to her paws. "Yes, of course," Misty Willow responded. "We can each take one," Badger Claw added. Littlesprout nodded and carefully picked up one of her kits, walking out of the medicine den. Soon she was all curled up with her kits. "Thank you so much again," she said to Misty Willow. "No problem." She smiled and laid down. Badger Claw sat close. "They're amazing." She casually nodded at both of them, but in her head she was thinking about something else. Soon she needed to plan a trip to see Mason. She carefully groomed each kit. He deserved to see his own kits. Storm Kit snuggled closer to her. The rest of the day was uneventful. She chatted with Badger Claw and her friend Misty Willow. The next few weeks were the same, but finally, now her kids were old enough to leave camp without anyone saying anything. Waking up with a big stretch, she purred and looked down at her kittens. "Good morning. You are all old enough to explore. Would you like to walk around with me and your father?" The kids all mewed their excited hellos and good mornings, their eyes widening at the prospect of being able to leave camp. Her kids started fighting with each other just as Misty Willow woke up. "Can I join? I've been wanting to get out of camp." She looked nervously. Sure. She didn't really want Misty Willow to follow, but didn't want to seem suspicious. Turning around, she headed out of the den. She had been waiting for this moment for so long. Her heart was racing. She wanted Mason to meet the kits so badly, but how was she going to pull this off? She walked out of camp with her 3 beautiful kits and Badgerclaw and Misty Willow. "Look how beautiful it is outside," she said, walking down in the snow as everything fades to white.